Now Lockheed has already established the helicopters cabin manufacturing unit here with the Tatas. Then they also established a C-130 manufacturing here, and also with the Air Force they have the MRO. In fact, we had just 2 days back with their COO a meeting in Delhi. I was there for almost about 2 hours. So we were all looking at what next. What next Lockheed is going to do in India, and particularly we are talking about now today Hyderabad, because you heard the topic theme. Hyderabad is flying high. I will tell later after you talk why it is flying high. The rise of aerospace. So when we are flying high, where you will take it, Lockheed Martin will take us further, is what we are going to ask you. Please.
Honorable Minister.
All the people who are standing may be seated, please. All those people who are in the side, either be seated or otherwise can be outside. Please. All the people who are standing. On the left side particularly, Mr. Fernandez.
Thank you, Dr. Reddy. Honorable Minister, Dr. Reddy, my other esteemed panelist, Chief of Air Staff, V.R. Chowdhury, retired. Lockheed Martin, like Dr. Reddy covered, was the first, I think the first. I'm very lucky also to have a very trusted partner here on the panel with me, Masood Hussaini. Lockheed Martin has partnered with Tatas from the time they came to India. It happened in approximately 2009-2010 time frame. When I think Lockheed Martin took a chance and they were the first to actually partner with private sector. Up to then, most defense manufacturing was done mainly by DPSUs. And in 2010, Lockheed Martin decided to partner with Tatas and make their empennages for the C-130. So it's been 15 years of a very close partnership, all in Hyderabad. And now we have 2 JVs here, one with, both are with Tatas. One is the Sikorsky one, where we manufactured some helicopter cabins for the S-92s. And TLM, where we manufactured the empennages for the C-130, and now we manufacture fighter wings for the F-16. I'm sure Masood will speak more to this, and he'll support me when I say that any OEM looks for a couple of things. One is to make sure there's as little risk when he puts work into a place. The other one is whether he would get good returns from that, in that order of priority. And to lead to all this, there are 3 things that I thought are most primary, and all of that, and I'll tell you why I talk about Telangana in this. So the first thing that any OEM would look at is the consistency of policy. And I must say Telangana has done yeoman work in this by coming out with the IPAS, TS IPAS, which actually legalizes, it's an act that legalizes the time in which clearances have to be given, the right to clearances. Those are very, very advanced steps. Other states also have things like that, like single window systems and things like that, but I think Telangana is the one state where it is actually legalized. So that's a big plus. The other one is the infrastructure. Hyderabad has been very good as far as infrastructure. All I can say is that they've been very positive. The roadways are very good. Their communications with all major cities, all major ports are very good. And Masood will back me up in this, that during COVID, because of the help that we got from the Telangana government, we did not miss a single delivery. Right throughout COVID, we did not miss a single delivery of our empennages to our base in Marietta, the Lockheed Martin base in Marietta. And lastly, I would talk about the training. How easy is it to get people to fill in the requirement that an OEM has? So the number of ITIs that Telangana has is not the largest in India, but the density close to Hyderabad is very high. And here I must say, the last time that we met with the Telangana government, I think the Chief Minister who met us was slightly delayed because he had gone for the inauguration of the Act. Those are the advanced centers of technology which which is being helped out by Tata Technologies, and they have elevated the entire ITIs to a much higher standard. So these three things is something that I had to talk about Telangana and why it makes such a good location for anyone who wants to put work over here. Thank you, Dr. Reddy. I finished.
Thank you. Thank you. We will like to hear from you later what are further plans and all that, and that we don't leave you. We like to get. So you will hold till Air Chief Marshal Chaudhary leaving?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Now I request Air Chief Marshal Chaudhary, who was the former Chief of Air Staff and he is also settled in Hyderabad. Born here and now settled also in Hyderabad. And in fact, I like to say that the way we are meeting now after Operation Sindoor first time, the way our armed forces, particularly the way Air Force has done extremely well, fabulous job during Operation Sindoor and made the country proud, teaching a lesson to Pakistan. Give a big hand please. Now, you know Hyderabad, you have seen the whole life as in the Air Force and the way various things have come up. Now you are getting LCA Mark 1, Mark 2, AMCA, then various other systems and all that. And you are seeing Hyderabad as shape, how it has shaped. How do you feel that with respect to Air Force particularly, Hyderabad will be coming up and what are the more opportunities globally, industries coming, within the industry coming up, what are your plans so that Hyderabad get flourished? Just 1 minute then. Memento please. I request Honorable Minister to present a memento to Mr. Fernandez. Request Air Chief Marshal Chaudhary ji.
Honorable Minister and members on the dais here. First of all, thank you very much for this question. And Dr. Reddy, sitting amidst all the industry heads here and the head honchos of the avionics and the aerospace industry, it will be incorrect for me to speak anything on the industrial issues, but two fundamental issues I want to speak about. Everybody so far has mentioned about infrastructure and skill. What I think the way forward for Telangana and Hyderabad in particular is to probably look for an aerospace university where we can start training at all levels, merge the ITIs, merge the engineering, the aeronautic and aerospace divisions of colleges to bring them under one aeronautical university and make Hyderabad the cradle of aviation. It is already the cradle for the Indian Air Force. You are aware that all the basic training takes place here in Hyderabad. Everybody in the Air Force who learns about flying does so in Hyderabad. So I think it's a good base, the infrastructure exists, the talent exists to set up an air university. The second aspect I just mentioned in passing to the Honorable Minister, as an analysis of the conflicts that are going on across the globe, the vulnerability of our air bases close to the border has increased manifold. It is going to be more and more difficult as the days go by to sustain and to protect our bases which are so close to the border. I think time is ripe to start thinking of creating an air base in Telangana. Today our aircraft and weapons have capability of going across our borders right from the heart of the country, that is in Telangana. So I think if we can make a beginning, if the government offers, let's say, 1,000 acres of land, I'm sure this offer can be taken up, and in the long run we can build a fighter airbase here in Telangana.
Very good. You will stay for some time. Okay. Now, before proceeding further with the other panel members who are present here, I like to mention a couple of things why Hyderabad is flying high. Now, if you look traditionally, the way the things which have been established in Hyderabad, other than what Honorable Minister has mentioned various things about Hyderabad and other things, like to mention that there are about 11 DRDO laboratories here in Hyderabad, and almost about 70% of the defense DRDO budget comes to Hyderabad. And we have here 3 BDL units, CMD BDL is here. There are 3 BDL units. There are 2 HAL units here. Then there is Bharat Electronics Limited. Then you have a Medhani here. Then you have NFTDC here. You have ECL here. You have NFC here. And then we have more than 1,000 industries which are working for the defense and aerospace here in the country, other than the ISRO, NRSC, what I mentioned along with this. There are so many things which have come up here. In fact, the things which have been developed in Hyderabad over the years, now the production value of those items which have been developed like Akash, BrahMos, various Agni and other missiles, all electronic warfare systems and all that, has touched now 1 lakh crores. 1 lakh crores systems which have come out of Hyderabad have been produced and various industries have taken up. And so, now you are seeing various other industries. You have Adani, you have Tata, you have Bharat Forge, you have name anything. Most of the industries are also come up to Hyderabad, and they're all working on various systems today here. That is why Hyderabad is flying high. In this scenario, now we have Bharat Dynamics Limited CMD Commodore Madhavrao. What next? What BDL is going to produce? What are the new systems going to be? What is the valuation of them? And how many more production value you are going to bring to Hyderabad is what we are going to ask you.
Good evening to everybody, and thank you once again, sir, for this excellent environment to talk about Telangana, Hyderabad, and the role that BDL plays in this whole setup. I must thank the Honorable Minister, my Dr. Satish Reddy, and the co-panelists for this opportunity. BDL has been here in Hyderabad for more than 55 years now. It has been established in 1970 to manufacture weapon systems for the armed forces. And like what Dr. Reddy just brought out, BDL has been associated with the armed forces for equipping them with the potent weapons that are required for our national safety and security. We started off with a plant next to DRDO. In 1983, when the IGM-DP program came up, BDL was chosen as the production partner for the DRDO design-developed missiles, and therefore we were next door to DRDO, and we worked with DRDO, and like Sir brought out, there are 11 labs. The missile complex is in Hyderabad. Majority of the labs related to the missile complex are in Hyderabad. That not only enabled BDL to grow, but I would say, thanks to DRDO in Hyderabad, the MSMEs grew along with us. As on date, we have about 3,500 companies which are registered with BDL, of which 1,500 of them are MSMEs. And majority of the MSMEs are from this area. Apart from the MSMEs, we also have almost 25 large companies. Some of them have been listed out just now, but there are, I can see many of the CEOs and MDs of other companies also in the audience. Hyderabad has been a hub for the defense and aerospace industry. BDL next moved on to another plant in Medak, which is the Banur unit, which is again a 1,000-acre plant where we make missiles again and other weapon systems. And we're making the latest Astra missile, which is an air-to-air missile from this plant of ours. With respect to future, we've acquired 500 acres close to this place in Ibrahimpatnam, where the new plant is getting commissioned. We have started with phase 1 with some test facilities, and the phase 2, which is going to take on the maximum manufacturing capability, is coming up in Ibrahimpatnam, not very far from here. So this plant is going to manufacture all the new generation missiles, largely being developed by DRDO and productionized by BDL. We are going to make the QR-SAM missile here. We're going to make the cruise missiles, which are going to be manufactured by BDL, will be made in Ibrahimpatnam. We are also looking at the larger missiles, which will be having higher ranges, like what the former Air Chief just brought out, that today we are looking at very long-range ballistic missiles, which can go across the countries to meet our requirements. Those missiles are going to be manufactured here. And all the test facilities, we were all very blessed to have DRDO here to have the test facilities which enable the testing of various products that we made. But also, we are setting up new test facilities in Ibrahimpatnam to enable not only supporting BDL, but also the various MSMEs who are working with us, so that the load on the DRDO with respect to production testing is eased out, and they can focus on the testing and development of newer products. So by and large, I would say that Hyderabad has been a great place for BDL, and that is how we had all the first 3 plants coming up in Hyderabad, and it is supporting all the requirements of what is currently in manufacturing, and that's going to be manufactured for the next 10 years. We are building up our capacity and making BDL future ready to take on all the challenges of the new products that are required for our armed forces and also for the export market. I would like to tell you that BDL has done more than 1,200 crores of exports last year, and we are going to do about 1,000 crores this year. And this figure will continuously rise. Therefore, Telangana and Hyderabad in particular has been a great support to BDL, and on the converse, BDL also contributes to this economy greatly. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. In fact, BDL has produced so many Akash missiles, more than 20,000 crores worth of missiles. And in Akash missile, 85% of the parts come from private industries. BDL is the system integrator. So much is the contribution of the industries. And Akash is one missile which has again played a very important role in Operation Sindoor, protecting our country in a big way. Now we have again one more company which has again produced a large number of missiles, that is BrahMos, a Indo-Russian joint venture. And again BrahMos, like Akash, has played a vital role in the offensive role in Operation Sindoor in a big way. Now the BrahMos is producing for various countries now, not only for India, exporting in a big way. And I like to ask the CMD, who is here, MD, Dr. J.R. Joshi, Jaitit Joshi, what next you have as a Indo-Russian collaborations? Are you trying to bring some more? Or you are going to have an updated, modernized weapons? Or what else you are going to bring it to Hyderabad is what we are looking at you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister and my ex-boss, Dr. Satish Reddy ji. Hello. And all the panelists and many of the CEOs of the companies. We are building the present version of the things from which we are firing from the land, ship and air version. And to accommodate the thing, we want to make it a new generation missile, which is a sleeker version to come on the LCA. That is a major thing we are doing it. The diameter we are reducing it so that we can fire it from the submarine. These are the new developments, and also hypersonic version we are working on it. One thing, Hyderabad, as everybody has told, it's a fantastic place. I always keep telling, from airport to any part of the city which is 70 kilometers or 80 kilometers flat, 1 hour 10 minutes we can reach. No other city has got this type of infrastructure. We have got various industries, last 50, 60 years, industries have been built. That is, whether it is DRDO, space and atomic energy. All the three strategic sectors and the defense PSUs are there. However, one thing which I see the lacking is the core engineering field is lacking. We are coming up with so many aerospace companies where we require hardcore mechanical, electronics and aerospace engineers, which definitely all the industry partners and including Masood, who is on the panel, and Commodore Madhav Rao ji, we don't get industry ready engineers. That is the very, very big worrisome factor for an industry. And we train them, and finally they leave it for a greener pasture in some other sector, maybe like banking or some other IT sector and all. The hardcore engineering thing is dying. I request Telangana government to put some efforts on that one. We have the quality consciousness also is very low. Day before yesterday, the conclusion, I was in a valedictory function of IIM, Indian Institute of Metals. 1,700 scientists and academicians and industry partners from across the world participated in IIT. And we are doing one more event on the platform of ISNT. We are trying to bring it to Hyderabad and do it, for which I am the president also. We are doing training and certification, but the skill set of the people is very, very low. So skills university, any state government has started. We should bring in all these societies and train and certify the people in a bigger way. Unless we do this thing, our core engineering sector is going to die. Many of the engineering colleges in Hyderabad have closed their mechanical and metallurgical engineering branches, which is a very worrisome factor. We have so many mines, even though Singareni collieries are there, we don't have any single extractive metallurgist left, or a metallurgy branch is there in the country. And same is the case with the mechanical engineering, and electronics also is going down. Everything is getting into AI, machine learning and all. Unless we have a hardcore engineering, we cannot do anything with the AI and machine learning. We should have a model wherein all these societies can help the state government to frame the curriculum. Recently, for diploma, they have come up for the curriculum framing for mechanical engineering graduates, which we have done it. So the many societies are there which are headed by the people in or around Hyderabad or from the Hyderabad. So we can be of some help so that aerospace industry can be built and Hyderabad can become a big aerospace industry. Earlier, few hours back, Deputy CM of Karnataka was also telling he will also partner with us, taking cue from them. Bangalore is doing a lot of things in the aerospace industry, as he was telling that his export is much more than the IT export. We also should aim for that one, and all the industries will be supporting the cause of the Telangana government in this venture.
Thank you, J.R. Joshi. Now, I just move from defense to space. We have been talking about defense, but space also is doing extremely well. India has become one of the leaders in the world in the space-related activities. Government has come out with so many measures wherein private industry is participating in the defense activities in a big way. We have two people connected to the space here. One is Ananta Technologies, the MD, Mr. Subbarao is here. And also we have the startup, which I'll come to him, Nagabharat, a little later. So, Dr. Subbarao ji, Looking at the space industry particularly, for Hyderabad, we have only one laboratory here, NRSC, but then lot of space industries have come, lot of startups have come. You yourself, you are doing extremely well, and you are heading the space organization in the industry side also. What do you think in the next few years, space industry movement wise, and what do you expect from the government of Telangana to do for it to flourish further, to fly into the space beyond geostationary? They are already flying high, so beyond that you need to fly.
Thank you, sir. Honorable Minister Garu, Uttam Kumar Reddy Garu, Satish Reddy Garu, and distinguished panelists and distinguished participants here. See, the subject today we are discussing about is in the plan that rise of Telangana. In this, we are talking about 3 trillion economy that Telangana is going to achieve by 2047. In order to achieve the 2047 3 trillion economy, in the space can play major role. In fact, it is such a role that can play for the acceleration growth of the entire Telangana. Perhaps we have to build what is known as the digital highways. That is a bandwidth distribution across the Telangana through which knowledge can be transferred, which means we are talking about education, medicine, a lot of other things also can be there. Entire knowledge can be transferred to the villages from here. See, that's where, even Abdul Kalam was talking about a Pura, that digital divide between the urban areas and the rural areas can be bridged using the satellite technology on that. So, there are already about the defense ecosystem, many people have been talking about it, and the panel also knows about that part. Sir, even the defense systems, Satish Reddy Garu, I want to tell you just only one point that, even the defense area, thanks to DRDO and also BDL and BrahMos and other pillars, today private industry can build a missile as a whole, a launch vehicle as a whole. The example is that we have the example also here in the startup company which builds the entire launch vehicle. Similarly, satellites can be built from here. So that means ecosystem as already existing. Only thing is the policy also enables, the government of India policy today enables that. Now the state government merely not look at the allocation of land, only that, but we should think something beyond that. The allocation of land is world syllabus, sir. And as far as this is concerned, I think how could the industry, the government of Canada, Telangana can involve in the industry in terms of not only building up the industry in terms of, as I told you, the digital highways to building up that part of it, through which, even government policies can reach the village level. So that way many things can be done. Similarly, in the remote sensing area, see, one is upstream side we are talking about the launch vehicles and satellites. Downstairs, applications of the satellite data to the various development initiatives. So that can become the part of that. See, in order to become the 3 trillion economy, space must be involved in a big way. That's all I can say. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Subbarao. 1 minute.
Subbarao Garu, thank you for your suggestion. You please be in touch with us, and Magivana, you can make a note for us how exactly you want the Telangana government to go forward with the space sector.
Having entered into space, let me continue in the space, bring the startup forward. We have Skyroot, and Skyroot is the first company to test a launch vehicle. And just very recently, just about 1 week back or 10 days back, Honorable Prime Minister has inaugurated a big unit of Skyroot in Hyderabad, very nearby from here on the Srisalem road itself. So the founder of it, Nagbharat, is here. What are the Skyroot plans and what are the various startups which are coming up, and how the startup ecosystem is going to come up in Hyderabad in the space sector is what I wanted to know from you.
So, thank you so much, Satish Reddy Garu, and thank you, the Telangana Rising Global Summit team, for giving me the opportunity to be part of this esteemed panel to share my thoughts on this very important topic. So we are Skyroot. We are a launch company based in Hyderabad, and in 2022 we became the first private company not only in India but also in South Asia to launch a rocket to space. And we are getting ready for our first orbital launch of our Vikram 1 rocket, which we hope to do in the early to 2026. And the reason we started in Hyderabad also, like as any startup ecosystem, when most startups start in cities majorly because of the ability to hire good talent. And the reason why there are multiple cities to choose from, the reason why we started from Hyderabad is precisely because of the reason, as Satish Reddy Garu mentioned, the excellent manufacturing ecosystem that has been built and nurtured over the decades by the huge number of DRDO labs and the BDL, BrahMos kind of organizations. So that we can, like our first rocket, most of it was not just designed in-house, but also manufactured in Hyderabad. The ability to get things done in close proximity was the key reason why we started out in Hyderabad. And when it comes to the contribution of private space startups and private space tech to the economy, just to give you a glimpse, the space economy currently is around $400 billion, and it's set to transition to $1 trillion by 2030. And India, being one of the top 5 nations in the world who can rub shoulders with the top 5 nations in the world in terms of space technology, by the technological capability our government space program has, but we still hold less than 2% of this global space economy. And the space reforms that have been introduced in the 2020 and subsequently have this single point agenda of making India's share in the global space economy to a double-digit percentage, a 10% share, and even beyond. And that transition can only happen not just by a governmental space effort. It is the private industry participating in building things. The capability of building doing system engineering has to come to private industry, not just manufacturing capability. We have very good aerospace grade manufacturing capability that has been privatized since decades. And what is happening over the last decade and accelerated post the space reforms is this ability and the drive, both by the established corporates, but also by the new age startups, to be able to build and design and develop end-to-end systems from scratch. And that is the transition that we are going to see. And this, like well before 2047, the world is going to transition from a purely earth-based economy to a very space-integrated economy. And it's not just going to be earth observation, communications and defense, like even the climate awareness, even the data infrastructure is going to be space-based. And this is the transition that India cannot miss. And we should take a lead in architecting this transition and this transformation to a space-integrated economy. And as a country, we are going to, this is a crucial decade where we are going to transform from a net importer of advanced deep tech solutions in aerospace and defense to an exporter of these deep technology solutions in aerospace and defense. And Telangana has all the ingredients to be the epicenter of this transformation because it has great infrastructure and right governance with the right ambition. And if we do things, there are a few things that needs to be done rightly. As Sir pointed out, the establishing a specialized industry-ready talent pipeline is very much important, especially in the core engineering fields. Because having people in core engineering, strong fundamentals in core engineering field, who can leverage the AI tools and AI capabilities to actually accelerate the work. What takes 1 month can be done in days, but can only be done by people who have core fundamentals in the core fundamental sciences and core engineering fields. So that is establishing specialized talent pipelines is one thing that government should focus on. So for industry to be able to take leverage of this democratic dividend and accelerate forward. And also enable policies that attract a long-term investment, high gestation period in investment. So I'm sure like most of the policies might not be a state subject, some will be in the central government domain, but like incentivizing, enabling like long-term investment for the investment ecosystem so that they can invest in long gestation period, deep tech development ventures, so that all the deep tech ventures can attract the right amount of seed capital and growth capital to be able to become the OEMs of the world from India. is in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. I like to mention one thing for industry-ready workforce now. The government has taken a decision where a minor degree in BTech in defense technologies is being introduced now. It's part of the 4 years curriculum, but there are specializations where he studies so that he is industry-ready workforce. 18 credits are allocated for this, and I was the chairman of the syllabus drafting committee, and then the AICT has accepted and promulgated now. Next year onwards, these courses will start. So that should fill in some gaps. But what Joshi said is, everybody is going to computer science, IT, data sciences, AI, ML. You should also be having people studying the core subjects. This is industry-ready workforce, it will be taken care. Now we have Mr. Jitender Gavankar. He is the CEO of Saffron. Saffron is one again who has done great things, particularly to Hyderabad. Now Saffron has established the largest ever MRO in Hyderabad for the civil engines, civil aircraft engines. Just very recently, Honorable Prime Minister 10 days back has inaugurated it in the Aero City of GMR 10 days back. Similarly, for the military aircraft, M88 engine, again outside the France, this is the only MRO which is established in Hyderabad. They also have cable harness and related plant which is done. Like to ask Gavankar, Saffron, we like to see MRO established for the two engines. We are extremely happily thankful to you. Will it bring manufacturing also many units here and then manufacture from this country and export to the world is what we are looking at. See, the country started exporting. Last year, the country has exported 23,000 to 666 crores of worth equipment from here. Now, we need to see more. So, will you be coming like these two units you brought to Hyderabad, in manufacturing unit also, will you be bringing here?
So, coming straight to the question, we are already manufacturing in the same GMR Aero Park where we inaugurated the MRO. In fact, the manufacturing was set up before MRO. In 2020, we had laid that foundation. In 22,
I said that. I said about it, but that is cable harness and
no,
related
that
and
is
some other small units.
cable.
But big manufacturing units,
So
like
we-
engine you manufacture here.
The complete engine is some time away, I would say. But right now on the LEAP engine, about 13 part references we manufacture out of Hyderabad. We manufacture cable harnesses for LEAP engines here. We manufacture Rafale cable harnesses here. Falcon aircraft harnesses are manufactured here. So those manufacturing activities happen out of Hyderabad. There are some other manufacturing plants of us, but they are in other city like Bangalore. There is a possibility that if the Indian Air Force bigger project of Rafale gets through and DASO gets selected as the potential supplier, and back of that it would make sense to set up the Rafale engine manufacturing, and that is definitely on the thought process.
Thank you. We like to hear some more good news from you in the coming future. I'm sure TR-40 and other engines which are being imported here, and then those units are supposed to be manufactured here. I'm sure you will be able to manufacture them here. Now, when I say the manufacturing sector in the country today in defense, last year, out of the 1.75 lakh crores of the capital budget, 1.5 lakh crores worth of equipment has been manufactured indigenously in the country. And now immediately target kept for 25-26 is 1.75 lakh crores of worth of equipment to be manufactured here in the country. Now for the year 28-29, the target given by Honorable Raksha Mantri is 3 lakh crores worth of equipment to be manufactured here. That means it is double of what it is in the next about 3 to 4 years. So the manufacturing is going to take place in a big way in the country. So the industries, MSMEs, bigger industries will be playing a major role. Tata is one which has been manufacturing many things. In Hyderabad is one of the first units which has established in Adibatla. and supplying to the world the helicopter related units, various other things, working with the DRDO, supplying various units and all that. So like to know what are the further manufacturing plans from the man who is continuously behind whom we have been working with so long and all that, Mr. Masood. The workhorse is here. Like to know from him, from Tata's and also the manufacturing sector, what this 3 lakh crores, how it is going to happen and how you are going to bring it to Hyderabad. Those manufacturing like to hear from you.
Honorable Minister, Dr. Satish Reddy, firstly, thank you very much for the very kind words. It would have been nice if you had said this at May when my appraisal happens, but I'll take it as of now. Also to the other esteemed panelists who are with me, Dr. Joshi in particular, who we worked with a long time back. I think the nation is immensely proud of what BrahMos has done. Desh ki izzat rakh liya aapne, so thank you very much. Air Chief Marshal Chaudhary, thank you so much. Again, the air warriors are what has kept the nation and the way we live safe, so thank you for that. So I grew up in India in the 1980s, and growing up, at least the view was that India could not manufacture quality products. And if at that point in time I had come to you and said that some of the best equipment in the world, including the American presidential helicopter, will be manufactured in India, you would have taken me to Agra, got 200 rupees and a blanket, and admitted me into the mental asylum there. Those were some of the misconceptions that we had, or the doubts that we had when we started our journey in Hyderabad in 2008. Today I am pleased to say that every aircraft that you travel in the world has significant parts made from Hyderabad, and that includes the American presidential helicopter. Today, what I'd also like to add is those helicopters and aero engine parts, a significant portion of them are actually made by young girls from Telangana, from the most rural parts of Telangana, many of whom have never even seen an aircraft, let alone ride in an aircraft, and they build aircrafts as good, if not better, than some of the best mechanics in the world. So that itself is proof of, one, what India is capable, what the women of India are capable, and what the state of Telangana is capable of. So, in terms of capabilities, what we have built, of course, is the ability to build the full aircraft. We are also now building the full C-295 aircraft flyaway. All the major sections of those are being made in Hyderabad. They get supplied to Vadodara, where the final assembly line is there. In addition to that, over the years, one thing I'll add to what JS mentioned, we are making the shaft of the LEAP engine for Safran. This is for global orders. All the work that we do across the board is actually 100% export. Today, we started our engine manufacturing in 2016. At that time, we were doing less than 1% of the engine capability. Today, because of the work that we have done over the last 6 years, where we were supplied to all the global majors, Rolls-Royce, GE and Safran, up to 70% of the aero engine can be manufactured in our premises. And that is not just for commercial, but also for military engines. So it's a huge strategic benefit that the nation has. In terms of our future roadmap, one of the other things that we are doing is that we will be building the entire Dassault Rafale fuselage will be made in our factories in Hyderabad. All Dassault, two sources. There'll be one in France, there'll be one in Hyderabad. So 50% of Rafale fighters sold worldwide will have their fuselages made in Hyderabad. Similarly, all the shafts of the LEAP engine, 40% of those will be made here. Casings, nearly 80% are made here. If I see the growth, there is no limit to what looks ahead of us, because what we've been able to do over the last few years is to build the capability. I think we've set up the capability, the infrastructure, and also prove to the world that we can not only meet but exceed global standards of quality, on-time delivery, and cost competitiveness. And what has meant is today we are in a situation where we have an order backlog of nearly $4 billion reaching up to 2040 on the aero engine side alone. We've actually had to say no to a lot of work that we are doing. We are selectively choosing what we do and don't do. So I'm quite certain, Dr. Reddy, to the question that you asked, that the targets that have been set by the Honorable Raksha Mantri for exports can easily be done. There is an infrastructure here. The talent pool that we have in India, particularly in the state of Telangana, the rapid ability to assimilate and learn and deliver is what will make India amongst the foremost exporters of defense technology in a very short period of time.
Thank you, Mr. Masood. Very nice to hear all these things from you. Now you all heard from the eminent panels here. They're all from across various sectors of the defense and space. Everyone has done, or every organization has done in its own way extremely good for the state of Telangana. Now, having heard this, we are all now convinced that Hyderabad is flying high in defense and space sector. So now what next? Next is to make Hyderabad a global hub for defense R&D, space R&D, and defense and space manufacturing. That is what is the theme. So how do we take it forward? All of you who have any suggestions in this, any proposals in this, may send it to the government and may send it to the Mr. Praveen or anyone else, and then those things can be studied by the government and taken forward. In fact, we thought we'll have some questions or queries or anything from the audience, but we are running very late. The next panel is also almost ready and they have to start here. That is why no questions or no queries are taken up from the audience. But whatever you have, you may put down on a paper or put down on a mail and send it. The mail ID will be given by Praveen and you can send it to all of them. Thank you very much, and I request Honorable Minister